Welcome, everybody, to Casting for Two, the podcast with your host, Chris. I am that guy who I happen to be talking about. Thank you so much for joining in on episode number 121, and I am shouting. My levels are cray-cray right now. I gotta get through some shop talk. As always, Comic Bento, proud sponsor of the cast. Everyone go sign up for Comic Bento. And as I said last week, 5-4 Club, get great clothing monthly. And it's all I just got mine, and I love it. I absolutely do love 5-4 Club, and they do all the shopping for me, so I don't have to. Again, link is in the description. Sign up for both of those, or one of them. Either way, you're going to win. It's a win-win sitch. And I'm also excited because Batman v Superman is almost out. Everyone knows, if they've been paying attention to my Instagram feed, how excited I am for Batman v Superman. It just needs to be out right now so I can at least watch it 500 times in the theaters. And I want the Blu-ray out as well the same day. I want them all out. I just want to consume every bit of Batman v Superman. But you know what? I think I should get into my guests for this episode. Yeah, sounds like a good day. Let's do this. My guests today for the show are from the Portland-based band LiquidLight. I have Anthony Medici and Cory West. Anthony, I'm sorry if I pronounced your last name wrong. But they have an album that came out in November, Uninitiated, and everyone should go listen to it, and everybody should listen to this podcast, okay? Let's get into it. Chris, cue the music, please.
Hey man, how's it going?
Hi. Who am I speaking with today?
Cory and Anthony.
Hi, guys. It's going well. How about you guys?
Doing pretty good.
Yeah, I'm doing just fine.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I gotta ask you, how do you guys start your day off? Very important.
That is a changing ordeal.
Shower and
Let me
coffee.
tell you. Yeah.
There we go.
Today it started off with a shower and coffee.
Yep.
We haven't even gotten to the coffee yet.
Sometimes work.
Sip number one.
Yeah.
Sometimes works in the morning. Sometimes get up and start trying to write music.
There
Yeah.
we go.
It's always work, but gotta give it a shot.
And so for your process in writing music, what's that like? Do you have to go in a room by yourself, or do you need to surround yourself? Like what's your process when you have to write?
Well, that also changes a lot. Yeah, it's good to start it off yourself a lot of the time, just to get at least one or two cohesive ideas together before you can expand with other people, aka your band.
Yeah. I tend to do it by myself more often than not. Sometimes I'm better at sort of editing other people's ideas. Not that I know better than them or anything, but that's kind of been my capacity.
Okay.
And sometimes it's a group effort too, or starts off. Sometimes it's the reverse of what I just said, where we started together and then kind of it's finished with one or two of us alone in a room with our thoughts.
Right on. And so, when did you guys first get the music bug?
Oh,
Just like in our life, or
Yeah, in your lives. Were
Very-
your parents pro music?
yeah.
Oh yeah, both of our families
Yeah. My dad's a jazz musician. My mom is a classically trained pianist, and his parents are both
Yeah,
musicians of some kind.
yeah. My dad grew up as a musician, and so did my mom, guitarist and violin player. And I have other members of my family who have been professional musicians as well, and piano lessons really young, all that good stuff. It was always around. So yeah, it's always been there. It's never not been there.
So it's almost like you guys were just kind of destined for music. Was there ever one point when you're like, you know what? I want to be a lawyer or a doctor?
Baseball player,
Base-
construction worker. When I was a kid, I was
Okay.
with the heavy equipment. But
I thought I was going to play basketball when I was 5.
did you?
Yeah. Nobody even knows. I don't even follow basketball today. So it's pretty weird, but yeah.
Nice.
No, that one didn't work out.
Well, you know what? Don't stop believing, okay?
Mhm.
If
I love
you
Journey. It's good.
exactly. Journey is in all of us, and if you want to play basketball, you can do
Journey
it.
is in all of us. Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, right on. And so, when did you? Okay, so tell me the story of Liquid Light. When did you guys meet up and decide, hey, we all kind of click? When does that happen?
Well, the band started just over 4 years ago now, but this is not the same lineup of people that started the band at this point. So the lineup we have now, well, sorry, get back on track.
Yeah.
I started the band,
Yeah, I wasn't.
and I sort of put together the first lineup, which didn't last too long. And then Corey joined about 9 months after we started.
Yep, I met him in college and followed him out here.
So it's been a pretty solid core between Corey and I for several years now.
Last 3, more time than the original lineup.
And then our current drummer we got a little over a year ago, and that's been great. And
Almost 2 years ago.
Has it?
Yeah, it was July of 2 years ago in July. No, August, I think. But whatever.
Yeah, about a year and a half. Crazy. And our bass player is the new guy. Although it's been a few months at this point. So.
Been in since late October. Or maybe even early November. No, late October.
But I like to think this is definitely the best lineup we've had, and things are good.
There we go. Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
And so, you guys had an album that came out in November.
Yeah.
Uninitiated.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I love knowing, I'm very curious in how people come up with, their art, their music, whatever it is. What was the hardest song on the album to come up with, whether it was musically, lyrically, like anything?
There's a song called Trainwrecker that was pretty hard to work out because that one is actually pretty old compared to some of the others, and we've had different versions of that one in the past that we sort of completely scrapped. Like we had versions of that we were even playing live with a totally different set of words and melody.
The arrangement's basically the same, pretty much.
Yeah, well, more or less, yeah. And so that one took quite a bit of reworking, and we were going to play it, then we weren't going to play it, then we were going to play it. So
we put it on
the transformations were, plentiful with that one. And other than that, the title track took a little while to piece together. That one was unusual because I wrote the lyrics first, like the words without any melody first, which is really unusual for me. I don't usually do that. And I ended up changing them later, but it was kind of based on like a lyrical flow. And then I sort of pieced together a kind of atmosphere I wanted around the rhythm of the words. And
the atmosphere.
and then the rest of it just kind of followed. So I'd probably point to those two, maybe more than the others.
Okay, right on. And is there and then when you play, do live shows, anything like that, is there one song that you look forward more to playing just because the audience, depending on the vibes of the audience, they're going to react this way or that way?
Well, it's funny because it seems like on our record we have kind of our more up-tempo rock and roll tracks, and then we have our more kind of mellow in comparison anyway. Dreamier, soundscapey kind of stuff. And
Just poppier things too.
yeah, a lot of people really like to hear the kind of wild songs we have live and then prefer to listen to the more mellow tracks when you're actually listening to the recording. So it's kind of a, it's kind of funny how that works. But as far as playing live, we have a song called All There's Fake Ash that I really enjoy playing most of the time. Which is written by Cory here.
Yep, one of the two on the record that I put together. But yeah, that one's always fun. Sometimes it goes too fast because it's not a very long song and it's it's pretty quick.
Yeah, that's the only problem. It's fun to play fast, but then it's over in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Have you thought about maybe just looping it? Just like, let's go for another round. Let's do this.
Yeah,
So we could.
let's just play it 10 times. Yeah, sounds good to me.
Right on. And so, you guys are based out in Portland.
That's right.
And so, are you guys from there, or did you just gravitate there?
I'm from here.
Okay.
I'm from Texas, and I noticed that you are also in San Antonio.
I am in San Antonio, yes.
I'm from Dallas.
Okay.
Yeah, but I moved to Boston in 2008 to go to Berklee College of Music, and that's where I met him.
Yeah.
And he's from here, so he left college, and I followed 2 years later.
Okay.
Yeah, we met actually before this band started, and then I came back here and started the band. But so Cory and I had played music together even before that.
Yeah.
So even though he technically wasn't on the first recording we did, like we were still, playing together and talking through that whole process. So it was almost
he was there in spirit somewhere.
yeah, even more than spirit. Like
Yeah.
we were talking about the decisions we were making, and
I insisted that he
so-
remixed the record after it was done. I was like,
yeah, he did.
you can't hear the vocals, man. People are never going to
He
get
heavily insisted, and then
Which we did.
and then I did it begrudgingly, and then after I did it, he was like,
Oh,
"I like the
that
first
one
one better."
There you go.
Oh, I know nothing.
That's okay. No, because I live in San Antonio now, but I grew up in Salem, so I have a
Oh, really?
I have a huge soft spot for Oregon, and
Yeah, Salem's beautiful.
well, it's all right.
I only have to visit there. I don't have to live there.
Yeah. I mean, there's some parts that are awesome, like, but yeah, there's not a whole lot to do like Portland. So are you entangled in the whole duck versus beaver?
No.
Not so much.
No, unless
That's not
someone
where
in
we're
his
coming from.
family is.
I mean, I'm certainly heavily aware of it.
Right. Okay.
It's hard to escape.
Yeah.
I don't follow any kind of sports.
But yeah, I think we were maybe a couple of those kids who, when we were younger, thought we had to choose between sports or music. I was like, which side are you on?
I mean, I was
are you
way
into
into-
music?
yeah.
You into sports? And it just seemed like you had to make that choice. And now that I'm older, it's very clear that you don't have to make that choice. And in fact, many of my favorite musicians are huge sports fans.
I was
And
into
now
baseball.
I just feel like I'm behind, and it's hard to catch up. One of these days, I'll get into something.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, here I'm gonna make a suggestion. Okay.
Okay.
If you want to get into sports, the one thing that nobody or a lot of people kind of look at, but are secret about it, curling.
Early.
Get into curling.
Oh, clean sweep there.
Exactly.
Let's write a song called Clean Sweep.
Clean sweep? Okay. The genesis of the new song has yet to be written. It's going to get written later today.
It's all because of you. Thank you.
Thank you. A lot of people who have come on the podcast have written great music inspired by me or song titles I gave them.
Yeah.
War Machine just pops off the top of my head.
That sounds pretty heavy.
Yeah. No, Sarah McLachlan did it, so.
Oh.
So no, it's not that bad.
Awesome. Yeah.
But one thing I like to do is I like to give you guys the floor to talk about whatever. Well, first off, we got to say, for people at home who want to follow you guys and listen to the music, because they should be listening to the music, where can they do that?
Well, we have a brand new website that is pretty much up. We just need to update it with a couple of pictures because we just did a photo shoot, and that's liquidlighttheband.com. And that links to Spotify, which has Uninitiated on it, but everything up from the beginning to what we've recently released is on Bandcamp and SoundCloud, and it's just Liquid Light Band at those locations. And then we play shows, and you can find the music live. That's the best place to hear it.
Yeah, but like you said, the website is the easy way to get to all the platforms. But, typical ways like Bandcamp.
Yeah.
Like if you're going directly to Bandcamp.
We get the most traffic on SoundCloud.
There we go. And so just one more question. Were there other alternative names to Liquid Light?
Like band names that were in consideration?
Correct. Yeah, like ones that are like meh, or was it always, Liquid Light, that's what we're going with?
Anthony's got the scoop on that.
Yeah, I had a few names originally. That was, anybody starting a band will tell you that coming up with a name is one of the hardest things. You can do absolutely everything else, have your record done, recorded, art, everything, and the name will still be lingering. It's hard. I've seen bands take 9 months to decide on a name, thinking about it every day.
Yep. The Beatles were already taken though, so we couldn't really.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There were a few. Liquid Light was originally coming from Liquid Sky, and then I had one called Clouds of Light. Because I had a song called Clouds of Light, and Liquid Sky is a different song by a different band called Tripmaster Monkey that nobody's ever heard of.
Somebody's heard of it.
I guarantee you somebody listening has
They
heard of it.
were on MTV for
Yeah.
15 minutes, 24 years ago.
MTV used to play music?
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, TV.
Yeah, so I had Liquid Sky and Clouds of Light, and then I decided to combine them and go with Liquid Light. There are some others, though. Sly Penny was another one. I still kind of like that one. I'd like to have a side project called Sly Penny. And Lime Relation.
Okay.
Yeah, that was on there.
That should at least be the next album.
Yeah.
That's an EP title.
And, those are the only ones that I can remember right now. It was a while ago. But, yeah.
Well, right on.
I think we landed on a good one. It looks good. We got curvy letters and everything. That was a big part of the appeal, was how memorable does it just look, I wanted it to sound good, obviously, but just kind of the way the letters kind of flow into each other with those two words. It's cool. A lot of linear action, a lot of curvy action.
Look, I'll just say it's a sexy looking name.
There you go.
I'll just say it.
Very nice.
Yeah, I feel good about it when I see our name on posters amongst other band names. I think it's a good one. And it's hard to do that nowadays. I wouldn't want to have to come up with a second one.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There you go.
But some bands don't, some bands really hate their band name.
Yeah.
Even to this day. Even a band like the Foo Fighters,
Yeah.
Dave Grohl's on record saying that's an awful band name.
Smashing Pumpkins also.
Yeah. Oh, I like that one.
Well, that one's pretty good. Darcy always hated that, I'm told.
But yeah, I feel good about it, and sometimes I don't feel good about everything we do. So I'm glad that I have that massaging my pride, if you will.
Well, nice. And so, did you guys have anything that you wanted to bring up? The floor is yours.
New music.
Yeah, our record's definitely not that old, so there's further promotion that needs to be done.
Yeah,
but it's always good to keep going. Because we haven't written our best song yet.
We want to try to play some out-of-town shows. We haven't even gone to Seattle or anything like that.
Definitely.
Eugene, I don't know. When we were out on the East Coast, all those markets, the touring markets, are all really close together, so you can go and play for a totally different crowd in Boston and then New York and Philly, which I've never been to Philly, but, all that New England kind of thing. But out here, the bigger markets are, Seattle's the closest. There's Tree Fort Festival in Boise, which is coming up in March.
Yeah, we're trying to get our foot into some of these smaller festivals.
Yeah, there's some around town. But other than that, I can't even imagine trucking down to San Francisco without little stops booked on the way. That would be pretty bold. But I know it's got to be done, so we got to do that.
It'll happen. So we're finally getting to that point where we haven't done this kind of stuff, but
We need to.
we're getting real close to thinking about making that happen. We're thinking about getting it done.
There you
No,
go.
it's happening this year, this summer.
There we go. So I guess everybody be on the lookout for you. Hopefully,
Yeah,
you're gonna be hitting literally every city in the U.S.
Yes.
in
Like
in these coming years.
Oh yeah.
Elvins did and play 50 shows in 52 days. Or
There we
something,
go.
in each state or something.
Yeah, I've never had the opportunity to play
Multiple nights.
most days of a 2-week period.
Yeah,
And I think I would like it. I have to at least do it to be able to decide that I don't like it.
Right.
I know a lot of people don't like doing that.
Yeah.
But it seems good to me. I'd love to, at least at this point. So, and you got to for a while, If that's paying your dues, then sounds good to me, man.
There you go. Well, Anthony, Cory, thank you so much for chatting with me and for making awesome music. And I want everyone to listen to it.
Thank
Awesome.
you, man.
Thanks so much.
For doing what you're
Really
doing.
appreciate it.
And you guys have a great day and enjoy the coffee.
Absolutely. Down.
Awesome. All right. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.